sick.
Oh,
So,
dude, I'm so stoked we're doing this. Like,
dude, this looks awesome. I'm excited.
and I'm so grateful, dude, that you actually agreed to doing this.
Of course, dude, I had nothing better to do.
Considering how like short notice it was as well, dude. Like,
yeah, what did you messaged me at like 2 o'clock? No, not even 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and you were still at work.
I was still at work,
and, I was just like, dude, let's just try it out. And it's a good thing as well because you did mention that there's something that you're wanting to work on as well.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier before we set up. I was speaking with a friend earlier, like probably an hour before you messaged me.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a friend about having a podcast, about speaking about mental health and that kind of stuff, because we were both kind of complaining about how mental health is trivialized on the media, social media and everything.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and this is the future, dude. This is what peeps are doing.
It has to be, man. And I think, even as I was saying, like when we were setting up, like, when I was saying, when it comes to you guys setting up a podcast and stuff, with Sludge Underground being more of like just vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
No visuals and all that there. That is something that we've embraced.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, if that's the lane that you want to go and reach sort of like a wider and more broad audience, as I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like YouTube and having it visual. And you said as well, dude, that
I'm the kind of person, yeah.
like you prefer the visual.
Yeah, I like to listen to what people are saying, but also at the same time, I think for me it's about connecting with the person who's speaking, and when seeing them is important to that,
Definitely. And it's nice to give people, options as well. Like for example, there was this one I was listening to. Obviously, it's still game as well, and there was,
it never ends. That's
never, dude. Like
you never stop.
And then there was this one guy on YouTube. Like, if you go on my YouTube, the algorithm knows, dude, that it's like pretty much all I ever look up. And there was this one guy. He does like this thing called the ultimate critique or something like that, and he basically sits down for like 2 hours straight, even more sometimes, and he does like an entire review like on like certain video games and all that there. And he was doing one on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I've played and really enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
And he like during that, he was basically saying like, you can basically watch this, but I do have like an audio version for like, if you on the go or something. And someone in the comments as well was even like, dude, I'm so grateful that you've got an audio version, because now I'm watching it on YouTube, but I have to go somewhere, so I can just listen to it on the way, like, in the car or something like that. So it's nice to have options, and not sort of limit yourself.
There's actually, along the same kind of lines, there's a guy I watch who does a lot of Warhammer 40k lore, which is really, really in depth. And he's just got a really chilled voice, and he's super relaxed, and he's really nice. And I thought I was the only person who listens to his videos as a sleep aid.
Yeah.
And in one of his videos, he's like, and also to all the people out there who are, using my videos as a sleep aid, that's super cool. So it's, dude, it's a thing. I think it helps people just kind of relax and come down at the end of the day to just listen to people talk.
Definitely, dude. There's a guy, speaking of like really nice voices, there's a guy as well that I discovered on YouTube. He does this whole thing, dude. It's crazy. Like, he does this thing where he builds like PCs on like a budget and stuff, but it's also for people with anxiety, with the way that he does his videos and the way that like his voice is. It's sort of like that ASMR type stuff, but he's actually building PCs as well. It's incredible, dude. It's like such like
it's
a
super
weird
satisfying,
market. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So it's really cool that you get those kinds of people who cater to people,
to
like
these niche
us.
things.
And, exactly. You don't always have to be mainstream and do what everyone else is doing.
I think like also one of the hard things about these things is that you feel like you have to be talking about something specific. And I always prefer a podcast or a chat that seems super casual, dude.
Yeah.
Like just
very organic as well.
Yeah,
like
just people, just two people hanging out, dude, and
chilling,
seeing what happens. Yeah,
I
mean, like
view,
that's beautiful, dude.
At the same time, views.
Yeah, for those who are watching, this is outside my apartment. It's stunning here. This is out in Drummond.
It's incredible, dude.
Yeah,
it's a really beautiful place, and it's crazy how like Hillcrest is a completely different beast to what this area is like, dude. It's so much more peaceful here.
It's a whole different vibe up here.
It's super chill. Whereas Hillcrest, it's a lot more busy, and I think even the air is like fresh here,
it should be, dude.
That's how like dope it
Hillcrest is down there over the hill, dude. I don't even have to think about it.
But I mean, for you as well, considering that, you know, we are in this area. You said it's Drummond, eh?
Yeah.
But now you have to travel to like Hillcrest every day. Is that not taxing? I mean, it's 20 minutes to get you. So for you,
I mean, you took the other route, eh?
Yeah.
That is a long route. I take the highway usually, which is, I mean, like on a busy day, probably it's about 10 minutes.
The highway.
Yeah.
So you first go through Njanga and then.
Yeah, well, I'll go past it, and then right onto the highway and right to Hillcrest, dude.
Onto that like Spaghetti Junction type thing.
No. We just before that. Spaghetti Junction's further on. Yeah.
Is this by the train station?
No, dude.
This is like a different area. Okay, but the bottom line is it's quicker. It's quicker.
It's not that bad. There's a lot of people I deal with every day always say the same thing to me when I mention I live in Drummond. They always go, "Oh, it's just so far away." And it's not, dude. It's not. You know, you know how many people drive from like Kloof to Hillcrest or Hillcrest to Kloof, but also, all the time. That's not far.
But also another thing we need to remember is that like once you are used to a route.
It does get a bit quicker.
It doesn't get quicker. It just feels
it feels quicker.
Like, you know, you get used to the surroundings.
Yeah,
and you just know what to look out for, and then you're like, okay, no, I should be close to home now because there's that rock that you're familiar with the surroundings.
So I don't know, dude. 10 minutes to me is not bad at all. I mean, like, it would be nice to not spend so much money on petrol,
dude.
But that's just the reality of it. Let's not get started on South Africa's and petrol at the moment.
Dude, you know, dude, like, I swear to you, 40% of my salary goes to petrol.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Yeah,
that's how bad it is, dude.
Yeah, but aren't you traveling to Durban though?
I'm traveling to Pinetown.
I mean, that's fuck far.
It's fuck far, dude. That's further than here.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
But actually, no, it's more or less the same because it takes me 15-20 minutes to get to Pinetown. So it's pretty much
the same. So you know what it's like, dude.
It's not so on the pocket, dude. It's not so good on the pocket.
Everything at the moment's not so good on the pocket.
It's really bad, dude. Like, especially with the increase, you just end up spending so much more. And the crazy part is, before like I was able to drive and stuff. Obviously, when I was studying, I used to take taxis from Hillcrest at home to Durban. And
how much is a taxi fare?
Dude, taxi fare was about. So I used to do like two trips.
Yeah.
Or was it 3? Anyways, I would go from Hillcrest to Pinetown, which would cost somewhere around like 5 rand.
Yeah.
From Hillcrest to Pinetown. And then from Pinetown to DUT, or not even DUT, to Durban, where the taxi would drop me off. That was 14 rands back then.
Yeah.
So if you basically, and then maybe from Durban then straight home, or straight to Hillcrest was like $20. So in total, my maths is bad, but how much are we on? It's 5 rand. Let's say maybe $40
a day. No, wait, you're going back. You're going there and back again.
Yeah.
Right? So it's 80 rand a day.
No, because remember, 5 rand, Hillcrest to Pinetown, 14 rand, Pinetown to Durban.
Yeah.
That's like 19 rand.
Yeah.
And then back again.
So
that's like 20.
Okay, so it's
so it's like $40.
40,
$50 a day.
Yeah.
So if you calculate and say now times 5, that would be what? Is it 250 or 250?
Yeah.
250. Yeah.
Good maths,
so
bro.
250. My maths is bad.
Yeah, same.
250 a week times 4, because now obviously 4 weeks in a month. Dude, we need to edit this out. My maths is so bad.
Dude, we'll stick to lyrics and talking. That's kind of our thing.
Fuck yes. So you're looking at 1,000 a month.
Yeah, just
petrol.
about.
Sorry, not on petrol. Sheesh. On taxi fare.
It's the same in petrol as well.
No, dude, petrol's a lot more. Well, for me, petrol is a lot more because the car that I'm using right now is a 1.6 liter. So it chows, dude. Yeah. Like a full tank of petrol lasts me a week. Literally. Like if tomorrow's payday, I'm gonna get like full tank. It's a Monday. By Sunday next week. Or for Sunday within that week, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I think also with me, there's also obviously work, and then on Wednesdays we got band practice, which is all the way in Queensborough, Gary's place.
We were talking about Thorns of Ivory earlier.
Yeah. So that's like an extra. I've got that extra trip within the week, but I think if I literally didn't have that trip, I think it would last me maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's. But still, dude, it's like, what can you do?
It's just one of those things. It's part of life, eh?
You know, it's
like buying toilet paper.
Growing up, yeah.
It's just like, fuck, I have to do this. It's just one of those things.
You have to, bro. Yeah. So it just points to how like messed up the economy is
at the moment. Yeah.
And I guess we do have a choice, but I mean, once you get used to like your own transport, it's like convenient as well.
Yeah.
You know, public transport would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and I've learned to kind of enjoy a good drive. You know, I like to drive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so sometimes it feels worth it to have the petrol in the car. You can't jam some tunes. You know,
exactly. Yeah, that as well.
That's
like
what
you
it's
know,
all about.
That privacy. You know, it's just you and the road and everything. So
that is nice.
It makes
I don't mind that, dude. Like, as much as other people on the road can be kind of irritating sometimes. Yeah. I kind of it's just become a part of life.
Dude, you just reminded. Like you reminded me of. Like the taxis, you know how I remember when I used to take taxis, bro, like there was always like these, it's not really like official, but there's sort of like this low-key war between taxi drivers and just everyday like civilians.
Everyone else.
Dude, The funny part is it's crazy because there's so many sides to it. Like if you are a passenger in the taxi and the taxi driver, he could do something really fucked up, and then someone reacts to that. Everyone in the taxis on the taxi driver's side, like, hey, dude, like, shut up, dude. You join them. And then if you're on the other side, it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know, it's like you get to see both sides.
You know, I've been trying to remind myself when it comes to taxis in particular. And I know this is a hot topic in this country all the time. That there are 16 to 18 people in the back who are just trying to get to work. Yeah. And that taxi driver is actually just trying to get them to work as efficiently and as quickly as possible. Yeah. And you know, you can debate about this all the time, but at the end of the day, you know, peeps got to get to work. They got to get the money.
But also at the same time, we have to get to work as well.
Exactly. We all just got to consider each other. That's how it is. That's what we got to start doing. Is just being considerate of one another.
Yeah, that is so true, man. And I think it doesn't like being considerate and thinking about other people as well. Like I know, like as far as you're concerned as well, it's like this is something that just doesn't stop. This isn't something that Kyle is just talking about randomly. This is something that you even, you know, preach as well. Like it just points at the person that you are, dude. Like I'm even referring to this because of like the music and stuff. Yeah. In that, you know, you live what you actually talk about in the lyrics and stuff.
I try to, dude. Yeah.
You know, so it makes sense that, you know, something like that would bleed through into the music as well, sort of showcasing.
Yeah, I mean, like in my other interviews, I recall talking about how my music is about honesty. Yeah. And it's actually my music's gotten to a point where I don't actually release anything anymore. Yeah. Really?
Wait, what do you do with the music, dude? Like if you're not releasing,
I just make it like.
And then you keep it like for yourself.
Yeah. So like a lot of what I've been doing lately, especially when it comes to my writing and stuff. Like I brought my notebook out just in case. But a lot of my writing, my music, and little like personal blogs to myself and lyrics and all that kind of stuff. It's just me dealing with stuff and trying to have like a timeline of my life. Yeah. And it started getting to a point where it felt personal to me. So people having opinions of my music would hurt me personally because I would be talking about things that are important to me. At the end of the day, I didn't really care how it sounded. I was just dealing with stuff, dude. Yeah. But I've been working on some stuff now. I'm trying to make sure I curate something nice and ensure that I enjoy it first before I put it out there. And so what I'm basically doing is just creating a big database of songs. I've just been making stuff, enjoying it, experimenting, dealing with whatever, like a journaling kind of thing. Yeah. And Joe, there's a friend of mine who's just down the road actually. Dylan Funk. He has all of my music from the beginning till now, all on his NAS drive there, all saved. And, you know, you can go there and you can go through every single song and just listen to my life.
Sure, dude.
There's one long ass fucking story.
When are you gonna be releasing these, dude?
I don't know. When I'm happy with them, you know. Yeah. When I'm happy with them.
What, are you currently not happy with them?
I'm semi-happy with them.
Yeah.
I really want to start working on ensuring that my clarity of vocals is good. I want to start making my own beats instead of using things on YouTube, and that's something I wanted to do for a long time. I'd actually like to lead on to that. It's wanting to do things for a long time is something that has been quite important to me. That kind of concept, because I realized a while back that I'd been sort of betraying who I was, or who I wanted to be, rather, because I wasn't doing the stuff that I wanted to do. You know, I want to read books, and I want to research things and have a deeper understanding of psychology and neuroscience and all of these kind of big things. And I hadn't been doing that ever, and it's what I wanted to be. And I realized that is like the source of why I'm anxious and depressed, because every day I feel like I'm pretending to be who I want to be, as opposed to just being who I want to be. I mean, is this working towards it?
Did this sort of come with the name change?
Yeah, that's what it was about. Icarus obviously had its own meaning, but it was also a way of hiding myself when I put my music out there. It was I'd never put my face to my music, and I wanted to kind of half put my face to my music and half not. So I chose Kyle Thorne. Thorne is my mother's maiden name. Also, it sounds sick.
Fucking dope, dude. Dude, Thorne, brutal as hell.
So I just wanted something to be more real, and I was speaking about being real all the time, and I was like, you know what, I want people to look at me and go, that's the person who made the music, and this is what he's talking about, and this is his life. That's why I think it's also taking me some time to I don't know, collect this database, make these songs, make sure everything's as good as it possibly can be.
Sure, dude. I gotta give you props for that, man. Like, just restarting, because even with me, like, we've obviously worked on some stuff, you and I. But it's even like, for me, it's been such a whole like conflicting thing, because like, I don't, with everything that we've ever done, whether it's with you and I, whether it's with Andile, with the Remedy or anything, there's just, I've never really been content with how I don't like how I sound. I'm conscious about that kind of stuff.
I think that's just the reality of being an artist.
So for me, it was sort of like, okay, I don't like how I'm sounding, and like, what right do I have to call myself an artist if I don't like the way that my shit sounds? So then it's sort of been like,
I think anyone who's an artist or who puts a part of themselves out there will always have this conflict of like, this isn't the best I can do. There was actually a saying from this guy that I've been interested in recently, Gabor Mate. He's a psychologist, and one of the things he was saying is something along the lines of, I can't get the words exactly, but it was basically that never be afraid to have your truth, but also never be afraid to dismiss that truth when you find a deeper truth. When you find that deeper version of yourself, then accept that and let go of the past. And I think that's what I'm trying to do with the music as well, and it sounds like you're doing the same thing. You're going, you know what, this was a thing that happened. I made this was really great at that time, but it's not where I want to be now.
True.
And dude, I think that's just natural. Like, I think we overthink it sometimes, and you let it get to you, but it's just part of the process. Every artist will say the same thing, I guarantee it, dude.
Because, dude, like, I'm also at a stage now where when it comes to just making music, like, I've literally just work and Sludge Underground have been, like, with Sludge, I've found something that I enjoy doing, and have sort of over time enjoyed the process so much that it's become like, I know what to do. I don't have any conflicting ideas in terms of, does this suck? It's sort of like, this is the product you're getting. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, I couldn't give a shit.
You're confident in it,
type thing.
But also, at the same time, I think this is also why you want to do this, because you're confident in that, but you're looking for something new to experience.
Exactly. You can't at the same time, you can't also, you can't get comfortable.
Exactly.
You gotta try and find new things and explore and try to grow yourself and your mind, and just keep it fresh, bro.
Talking to other people about their experiences and their lives and their understandings and perceptions of things it's just how you part of your evolution.
Yeah.
You know, getting an understanding and a perspective from someone else, and that's what's so cool about this kind of thing,
dude. You know.
Yeah, like, and I think it's part of the interest in podcasts as well, is that you seeing, you know, even when it comes to celebrities and stuff, you're seeing them sit down and be themselves.
Yeah.
You know, instead of having well, you know, to a certain extent, flashing cameras and stuff in their face and pretending to be this media icon.
Yeah.
They're sitting down and they're going, you know, this is what I had for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah.
And
the
that's
stuff
cool,
that
dude.
actually matters, bro.
Yeah, you connect with that. You go, yeah, I had breakfast yesterday as well. You know, that's a human thing to do.
That's
it's nice, dude. It's a nice feeling.
It really is, bro. It really is. And like you get, you know, with podcasts as well, it's like it's very, it's not really as formal, you know, because with radio and things like that, they have to be careful with the shit that they say. You know, you can't swear. If someone wants to swear, if that's how they express themselves, go for it.
I struggle with that,
you know. And it's sort of like they have to be like wary of like brands and affiliations.
We were talking about that earlier. And then actually the reason why there's a sticker at the back of the laptop is we're hiding a brand.
Exactly.
It's just, you don't know. You never know.
You never know, dude. And I feel like there's just you're so confined. Like when it comes to like the mainstream shit, you're just so confined within a particular way of doing things. That, you know, it ends up being refreshing when you get platforms, you know, such as like what we're doing now. You know, where you just get to speak your mind.
Where it's more independent.
Yeah, you know, to worry about things like that. But I don't know how we could compare this to what you do, because obviously I know that you work at like a butchery and stuff, and you know, you're a prominent figure there. You're the head honcho there, dude. Like literally. Like how is it, dude? Like, you know, getting to work with meat every day, because I think we do have mutuals as well who are like vegetarian and stuff. How do they feel about that?
It's an interesting topic to bring up. I think the one thing that helps quite a lot is just the way in which we do things at the butchery, because everything's ethical, and it's about ensuring that the animals are happy, and ensuring that the meat itself is healthy and good for you, and all those kinds of things. We try as much as we can to make it as the least shitty for the animals possible, to put it simply.
Kyle, bro, listen. We talk since we are talking, but at the end of the day, no matter how well fed, how nice the cow, how well you treat the cow, how well everything is, the cow's gonna die, bro. We're gonna chow it.
Yeah, but dude, this is the reality of life, dude. You know, I mean, you're not gonna go out to like, I don't want to compare us to animals in that sense, but you're not going to go out to a lion on the Sahara and go, listen, bud. You know, that buffalo, you had a family, bro.
Because it's going to fuck you up, dude. It's going to chow you,
That's just the reality of it, dude. It's just how it is. And I think at the end of the day, people can choose to consume whatever they want to consume. I just choose to ensure that whatever I'm consuming is as ethically farmed as possible, and that makes me feel good. And if you feel good because being a vegetarian makes you feel good, then I'm happy for you, dude. It's like anything. It's like religion, you know. You are welcome to have your religion. I'm welcome to have mine, and we can also talk about it and discuss it as well. I think the problem with just generally society now is that everyone feels like there needs to be a divide. You know, because you're this kind of person and because I'm this kind of person, we not allowed to communicate with each other. I have to try and force my opinion on you. No, dude, sit down and have a conversation. Like, for once, shut the fuck up and listen to the person sitting next to you. You know,
dude. It's such a hectic topic, eh?
I was having a conversation with someone the other day who's quite a intense anti-vaxxer. But what I enjoyed about the conversation, and you know, I have my own opinions about these things, but what I enjoyed about the conversation was that neither of us were trying to push an agenda. I was there purely to listen to his opinion on it, and why he has that opinion. And I think if people did that more and more and more, they'd realize that ultimately people all just want to feel safe. They want to feel happy. They want to feel content. They want to feel like they're making a choice. Everyone wants the same thing. You know, we just want it in a different way.
Like, that person wasn't enforcing their beliefs on you.
Exactly.
And you
they were just we were just discussing it. I was going, these are my opinions, and he was going, well, these are my opinions, and I was going, well, these are why I have mine, and he was like, and this is why I have my opinions.
And that's okay,
dude. That is a conversation. Yeah, we don't.
No one died.
Yeah,
No
one
one
was
fucking-
screaming at each other, dude. This is how life should be, dude. It's that easy to have a conversation with someone who has differing opinions than you.
How do you ethically run a butchery? Like, what when you're talking about ethics?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this ethical thing that makes, with the way that you guys do things compared to other places? So, for example, maybe if another farmer like shoots his cows square in the face or something, you guys would obviously do it in a different way. Or
so essentially, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail because it can be a bit rough, but ultimately, excuse me, they
don't hold back, dude. We need to get
well, people are scared, dude. They're scared to know how this works because they don't want to be connected to that, and I think that's actually where the problem stems, that people don't want to be connected to their food. They don't want to think about the animal. But the thing is, if you're thinking about the animal, you're going to respect that piece of meat a lot more because something died to give you that. And that's what we like to think about. That's how we like to process all of our meat, is that, listen, something had to give up its life. So you're going to pay as much respect to this as possible. To the point that I will tell people, if you're going to buy a steak from me and you're going to cook it over medium rare, I'd rather you don't buy the steak from me because you're going to fuck that up. And I don't want you to.
But dude, you've got choice. What if I prefer
You do
well
have
done?
choice, dude, but there's a way to do things. We could have a
No, dude, no. We can't skip over this, bro. No. But it's my choice to.
It is your choice. I mean, it is your choice. I always just I was being a bit rough there, but I try and push people to this is how things should be cooked for your best experience.
According to who?
Dude, according to like chefs and fucking
Okay,
butchers.
so it's standard, like the chefs, there's like a book somewhere, a rule book that chefs all follow that says meat shouldn't be fucking well done. It shouldn't be cooked over like
meat,
medium rare. Steaks
in particular.
Why?
So the more you cook a steak, the more moisture comes out of it, right?
Yeah.
And the more moisture that comes out of it, the tougher it starts to get.
Yes.
So once you start to go over medium rare, where the center's still a bit pink, the steak's starting to dry out. It's starting to get leathery.
What if I like that leathery texture, though, Kyle?
If you like that, bro, that's your opinion. Whatever. Like if someone, like if we had this conversation, if you're in my butchery, you're buying a piece of meat, and I was like, this is how you should cook it. You go, but I like it like this, and I'll go, you know what? If that's how you're gonna respect that piece of meat and you're gonna enjoy it, if you're gonna go home, overcook your steak, and then complain to me that it was crap, that was the choice you made. Ultimately.
Or if I go home and undercook the steak and complain to you that it was crap, that's also my choice. There's like both sides.
Dude, the retail is difficult because of that, because of this relationship you have with you and your customer. At the end of the day, customer can choose to do whatever they
want.
And it's part of our jobs to educate people about how this works. But what you were asking me about initially, we've gone on a tangent.
Which is chilled.
Yeah, what you're asking me about initially was what makes it different. And it's how it's farmed. So essentially we try and ensure the animals have a natural experience living their life, as natural as they can be. So they live on grass, they live outside. We don't feed them grains, we don't give them antibiotics, we don't give them hormones so that they get bigger and have more muscle or more fat or what have you. The antibiotics only really need to happen if an animal is living in a situation where it isn't natural, because they're going to get sick all the time. So to prevent them from getting sick, they give them antibiotics all the time, whether they need them or not. We will, if an animal is dying, we'll give it antibiotics because that's when it needs it. The other thing is when it comes to the slaughtering, and I will get into detail.
Please, man, go for it.
We take it to a place where they'll separate the animals from one another so that the animals don't have to experience watching the other animals die.
Is this something that's done at other butcheries?
No, most places don't care, because at the end of the day, that's about getting a product.
So they don't care. They just fucking go for it.
It also makes it more expensive, because the process is slower.
Damn, dude.
It's same with the animals on the farm. It takes them longer to get bigger, to grow up, because they're not getting pumped full of all of these hormones, all of these grains, all of these things that their bodies aren't designed to, not designed to, but have evolved to. So that's an important thing to us. And then when it comes to the actual slaughtering, it's about making it as quick and as painless, and before the animal even realizes what's going on. So we do what's called a shock collar. And essentially what that is just a little, it looks like a big fork, about that big. and it just sits on the back of their neck and stops their heart immediately.
Wait, what's the technology behind this? Just randomly.
It's electricity. It just
flip. Okay.
Stops their heart.
Just jolts like once, bro, and gone.
Down. That's
sure. I mean, at least you're not like fucking.
There are places that do that. You know, there are a lot of places that will use a gun. It's a bolt gun.
Yeah.
It's got a spring-loaded bolt in it.
Yeah.
And they put that to the animal's head, and whoosh, it's very loud. It's very scary. The other animals are right there behind it, experiencing that. It is quick. That is more ethical than, trying to shoot a cow with an actual gun or slitting its throat or something, because it's going to experience its own death. It's going to die slowly.
Is there someone that gets like, sorry to interrupt there, Carl, bro. Is there someone that's like employed to do that job?
Yeah, it's a tough job, dude. It's a horrible job. I would not want to do that.
Like what? Like if I wanted to get that job, like how would that interview go? Like what are the requirements of that?
I have no idea, but if I were to be hiring someone, not that I do hire people to do this, I would look for someone who's got a strong mind, dude. I would also ensure that my staff that does this is going to therapy at least once a month.
Yeah.
Because I don't see how it's possible that someone doesn't have some kind of psychological effect from ending things' lives every single day.
That is so brutal, dude, because like even just away from the butchery, like with like culturally, when we look at Zulu culture and stuff, there's a lot of slaughtering, that happens in our culture, and they literally there's no like technology, bro. There's no jolting, there's no like fork, there's no gun. There's an oak that goes there inside the bloody kraal or whatever it's called with the cow, and it's him and the knife, and you just I mean that's a very different situation, and that's a very cultural situation. And it's also a very traditional kind of thing as well. And I think that definitely has a different vibe. You're not doing that every day. You're doing it for an occasion. It's not an everyday thing. It'll be at a wedding for the occasion, or for a funeral, or for there'll be a thing that's happening. So it's not happening all the time. It's not just like for fun, like randomly.
Yeah, and ultimately you're not just slaughtering an animal for lols. It's not just for fun. It's you're gonna consume that animal eventually. The problem comes in where every single day tens of thousands of animals are experiencing the same thing, and that's where it becomes a problem. Or at least I think it becomes a problem.
Sure, dude. It's such a hectic topic because
it's intense, dude. I mean, it's like when I started working, I came from working in cafes with coffee. We've spoken about coffee before. I came from cafes. I worked as a rep selling printers, which is like I'm now a butcher, and that was the worst job I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, I hated it.
It says a lot.
My job was to lie to people, bro. I don't like doing that. But it was a lot for me. Like, walking into the cold room and seeing all of these animals hanging there was like, at first it was shocking to me, and I used to think about it all the time. And then the one day, the boss said, I need to take you to the abattoir because you need to see what's happening so you can understand it. I don't expect you to go there every day. I just want you to see it once so you understand. Because he thought that was an important step. And I also was thinking to myself, I need to see what's happening because how am I supposed to sell this to people and tell them that this is all good without knowing if it is? I went and I witnessed it.
Sure. And it was as quick as you say, like really fast.
Very, very quick.
Over and done with. Dude, and I gotta say, like, I've had obviously some of the chow there. Remember, I came to the shop to get like a steak for colleague and stuff. And it was like it was like and basically, I don't know. I think I had got him like 2 sets of gifts, and I wanted to give him everything to get like all together. But now the issue was, this other thing was like a garment that had to be printed, and then I had to wait for like a week. So it was like, okay, wait, I don't want to give him meat that is like fucking. A week, and it's better to just fucking consume this thing, because even on the packaging it's like, there's like a suitable or a sell by date or whatever. So it's like reach out, it basically, that is the bottom line, and it's really dope. It was well done, unfortunately.
It's alright, it's your preference,
unfortunately. But I mean, even after this conversation, bro, like I feel like it's meat that is not cooked well is something that I'd even be willing to try, because Kyle said, he suggested
there's certain things. Your red meat, any red meat, I would suggest, medium rare. Even when it comes to lamb,
is it safe?
Yeah, dude,
to chop,
perfectly safe.
Like in that condition.
It's pork and chicken you have to be concerned about more than anything else.
Yeah. So you could literally chow like steak raw.
Raw, yeah.
And you'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, if it's sourced from a place that the animals are healthy and they don't have parasites or anything like that.
Yeah.
A lot of cooking meat is about killing parasites.
Okay.
But when your animals are healthy, that shouldn't be a problem. They should fight off parasites and viruses and bacteria and stuff naturally on their own.
Yeah.
As you do every single day with your own body.
This was like impromptu. We don't even plan to do this.
Yeah, which is so sick.
It's sick, dude. Like, we touched on your music. We touched on your job, at the butchery. What is next for you, bro?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think for myself at the moment, I'm really exploring myself and my mind and that kind of stuff. I've been going to a psychologist, not because I think there's something particularly wrong with me, but I think everyone should do that at some points in their life.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who I am, who I want to be, and how to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm sitting at the moment. So my plans are to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then make plans. So yeah, that's like keeping the notebook is part of that. Is because I did mention to you, I think briefly in a voice note, I'm not sure if I did that.
Yeah.
I'd been kind of learning about things to do with mental health and ADD in particular. I found out going to the psychologist that I have ADD.
Nice, yeah.
Well,
it's nice that you found out about that.
No, but I don't have a problem with it. When I have told people about this, they go, "Oh, shame," and I go, "No, actually, I'm glad that I have the name of my demon."
Yes, exactly.
Because now I know what to do.
Yeah.
And ever since I found that, I've been feeling better about it.
Yeah.
And also, the more I learn about it, the more I'm not seeing it as a problem, but as something that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me the ability to have these conversations and go on these tangents and talk about really deep things, because it's just naturally what I do.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. It's how my brain is wired.
Yeah.
It's also why I have so many interests and all that. It's just about whittling it down to stuff that I can dedicate time to. The things I enjoy, like hyper focusing on.
Yeah.
It's now I have the opportunity to realize when I am behaving in those ways, when I'm hyper focusing on something, or when I'm distracted, or when things are distracting me, or whatever. I'm aware of it now.
Yeah.
And that's nice, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I think to everyone out there, go see a psychologist.
Yeah, dude. Like, even like I'm so glad you brought that up, because even I'm just reflecting as well on myself, in that I've probably mentioned this in the podcast before, but when there was I think it was last year, this one time after band practice, I was going home, and next thing I started getting these like palpitations and shit.
Yeah.
And then like one of my legs started going like numb. So I'm like fucking freaking out right now. Like, what the fuck is happening? Am I dying? What is happening? Like, my mind is fucking racing. And then I go to I think it was the nearest hospital was like Crompton or something, unfortunately, which was in Pinetown. And then
straight into Crompton.
Straight, exactly. Gangster as fuck. Yeah. And went there, dude, and the nurses were like, "Okay, cool, yeah, chill on the bed here. Here's a fucking blanket, whatever." And then they ran some tests, drew some blood and stuff, and then they were like, "There's nothing wrong with you."
Yeah.
Like, there's literally nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, shit, that's fucking weird. And then when the results came back, like, they ran further tests, because it was like, it's weird that they're not finding anything, but then there's like nothing. So I had to go see like a specialist and all that.
They're looking for something.
Yeah, they're looking for something. Yeah, and then they came back and they were like, "There's literally nothing," and then it's just anxiety. That's what they said. You got anxiety.
Yeah, dude, it happens. I think people underestimate how much of an effect the mind has on the body and the body has on the mind. Yeah. If your body's not healthy, your mental state's not going to be healthy. If your mental state's not healthy, you're going to feel it in your body. I remember probably 6 or 7 months ago, I was suffering with really bad back pain all the time. Every day, dude, I was suffering. Lower back pain, middle back pain, it would move all the time. And I also, thinking back on it, realized that I was stressed all the time.
Yeah.
Because work was hectic. There was a lot of things going on. You know, I was under a lot of pressure. There was a lot of stuff in my personal life going on. And it was manifesting in physical pain.
Sure, dude.
And that's what's happening to you. I assume that you were it was a stressful time at some point.
Stressful
exactly,
time,
dude. It's how your body works, and I think people they ignore that connection between your mind and your body. It's something you need to be conscious of.
And I'm really grateful that you brought up the fact that being aware of your demon really helped, because when I found out that I've got anxiety, then immediately I was able to be to link it up with other things, like you're saying, okay, I have been busy, I have been taking in a lot. At that time, I remember I was doing I got hit up by a homie of mine, Brandon, who was like, yo dude, we're gonna need a drummer for the band and stuff that. Come through, try shit out. And I was chilling there, okay, cool, man, it sounds really fun. I want to try out new things. We've been doing metal for the longest time, it will be nice to have a side thing. And I didn't consider everything holistically, because there's Sludge, there's work, there's my daughter, there's home, there's just so many things happening. And I thought to myself, okay, well, Saturdays are open to, say, for example, maybe Sludge recording or editing or whatever. So I could literally maybe, dedicate an hour or two towards that band and stuff. And then when I started doing that, that was when I started being like, oh shit, it's getting a bit hectic. And then that's around about the time when the hard things started happening and all that there. And then I realized when they said it's anxiety, that okay, it must be the stress. So then I was able to start eliminating. Told Brandon, dude, this is a situation, this is like this, not going to be able to continue. And things eventually got better type thing.
Another thing Gable Mate says along those lines, he says, you must dedicate the same amount of time and effort into the outside world as you do into your internal world. So if you are aware that you're feeling stress and that kind of stuff, it's because you need to relax, and you need to make time for that.
Definitely.
You need to dedicate time to ensuring that your mental state is good. And that is something you need to go, this Sunday I'm not doing anything, I'm sitting at home, I'm watching TV or reading a book. Because
sometimes you might have this thing of guilt, where it's I'm not doing anything, you think of it as sort of the time that I'm spending reading a book, or the time that I'm spending playing a game, I could be doing this, creating something, but it's you actually need that.
I had a friend come to me quite a while back, and she was saying that she was really, really stressed and feeling overwhelmed, and she was tired, and her body was sore, and she was feeling sick, and because she was busy studying to be a teacher. She still is. And I was asking her, are you getting enough sleep? She goes, oh, well, I don't really have time. I'm studying all the time, and I don't have time to eat and sleep and I said, you know what you should do, right? You should dedicate, you should go, at this time, I'm going to bed, okay? And at these times, I'm going to eat, and take a quick break.
Make a schedule, bro.
Yeah, I told her exactly that. Make a schedule. And almost immediately after she started doing that, she started improving.
Nice.
Yeah, it's that simple, dude. It really is that simple.
But obviously, if you're in a position right now where you haven't, you haven't come to that realization that, you sort of consuming all these things at once, there's nothing wrong with that, because then it's you still, there's no right or wrong way to this,
dude, people, there's no right or wrong at all in life, dude. It's all just on a spectrum.
So it's really cool that through you, she was able to actually
this is why you have friends, bro. This is if your friends aren't someone you can go to them and go, this is the problem I have, and they go, I understand that problem, I feel you, I get it. These are what I think, these are my opinions, these are my perceptions. If you don't have that kind of relationship with your friends, you're wasting your time, bro. They aren't worth your energy.
That's some solid advice, bro, on friendship there, dude. In closing, are you still on social media?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
For anyone who never knew, though, Kyle's still on social media. What are your handles?
So on Instagram, it's at Kyle Thorne Foods. So that's just my food stuff. I do have a personal one where I post lyrics and that kind of stuff. It's called Arcane Parlay. You've seen my lyric videos. I've got an intense obsession with lyrics. I'm not on Facebook, because Facebook is super lame. And that's it. I just Insta, dude. That is my whole vibe.
So social media is another one, bro. That's like it gets a bit hectic if you
I find it very
invested.
overwhelming. I cut down my social media big time.
Yeah. But now they catch you, because now if you want to be in a position where people see your stuff, that obviously isn't the end goal to get your stuff. I guess it kind of is, but if you just started something as like a passion and then it ends up being like now there's a demand sort of, you have to use social media consistently and stay like be consistent with it and all that. And that's another issue.
I can't do that. I find social media very stressful. Just
that
like
adds
all
to
of
the stress,
it.
bro.
It's not just the posting of stuff all the time, but also like having people have this window into my life. I find that stressful, dude. You know, social media is this platform where people have a lot of hate and a lot of misunderstanding and all kinds of things. I think it's just the cesspool of like toxicity.
And fake as well. There's a lot of fake things that happen on there.
That's the problem with it. But if you like food, follow me. And if you're interested in my music, you're welcome to DM me. But
Do you think we can get like a little taste of some of the stuff that isn't released yet, even if it's like a little like 30 seconds? Or something?
Yeah, I'm sure you can do that. I'll show you some stuff just now when we close out. Yeah,
that's sick, guys. Well, dude, I've enjoyed this conversation.
Oh, dude, it's good to see you again. Good to hang out.
Fucking is, dude, because we never really, get time much. But I'm grateful, dude, that we're able to still hit each other up, no matter how long it has been since we last spoke.
Like I said, that's our friendship, dude. Bro, yeah.
You've
always been my brother bear,
dude. Fuck, for the longest time.
For the longest time,
dude. You've literally been one of like the longest. Fuck, dude. Since high school, dude.
Yeah, dude. The moment we met, we were like, "This like legend."
Dude, I still remember that night, dude. I don't know if it was Halloween or what it was. Whose house were we at?
We're at my ex-girlfriend's house.
Oh, fuck, dude. I still remember, dude, and you were like showing me all your lyrics.
And it was really interacting.
Dude, and I gotta say, dude, you literally are one of the most consistent, with everything you do. That's another thing I appreciate about you, is that you're consistent, bro. Like you don't have like different fucking variations to yourself, Kyle is Kyle. And it's like you're consistent with the music. You've been fucking on that lyrical tip from back then. You've been my mate since back then. Never ever been a moment where it's like he's switching up or anything like that there. So
no, dude, that's not
I appreciate that about you.
I appreciate you saying that, man. And the same goes to you, dude. You've also been consistent as fuck. Dude. Sludge Underground is epic, dude. Look how far you've come.
Thank you so much for that, dude. Like I really appreciate it. And dude, I just want to say as well, like even with Sludge, like it's a very much like a community thing. So I really believe that it wouldn't be where it is right now if Icarus never got on there, if Kyle Thorne never got on there. So this is just this isn't another one of those look at us. So, nah, it's just appreciation, man, for the person you are.
Yeah,
so
exactly. You too, dude.
I'm super stoked, dude, for the future.
And whatever happens with this, dude, I'm keen to do this again whenever. And thank you for listening to us talk rubbish the whole day. This is what we do when we hang out. So welcome to it.
It's a first-hand taste. So until next time, then.
Until next time.
Peace.
I make promises, possible hypothesis, and do quite the opposite with confidence without consequence. Bottomless, my consciousness rules over me with dominance, and one day I'll rise to prominence. Be synonymous with idea in my competence. Lyrical accomplishments flow out of me with providence. This relationship with hip-hop is monogamous. For now it's actually profitless, but things are looking positive. Got onto it by accident. I was just an analyst of those who still inhabit it. Extravagant protagonists, imagine it. A boy who is so passionate about the words and what they manifest. He felt a fire within his chest. Below his foot he felt a step, and the rest is the rest. Till this day he feels blessed, and he never second guessed it. Yo, he spent time and invested. He spent time and invested. Every day I get more improbable, jumping over obstacles, inhaling all these particles. Yo, to spit out all these chronicles. Distract me or the chronic will. I'll keep honing my abilities and owning my humility. Keep flowing with agility and spitting these soliloquies. Find it back with more rigidity. Get on track with creativity. Take on every possibility without them ever passing me, and maybe without asking me first, till they pull my coffin from the hearse to place it in the dirt. And after all the hurt, you will listen to my words, and after every verse you will wanna go to church, and after every sermon you will think of something worse, like life is no park and no reverse. Take on every possibility without them ever passing me, and maybe without asking me first, till they pull my coffin from the hearse to place it in the dirt. And after all the hurt you will listen to my words, and after every verse you will wanna go to church, and after every sermon you will think of something worse, like life is no park and no reverse.